Well, hello, welcome to a little experiment. I've been thinking of doing some occasional video diaries, video blogs for a little while now, and I've mentioned it in passing to a few people, both other musicians and colleagues, as it were, and people who like my music. And they've been quite encouraging, which is always dangerous. And I've kind of got to the stage now, a little bit like I did with my live music about 18 months ago, a little bit more, where I had a few people encouraging me to get on and do it. And I was just being me and overthinking everything and wanting to plan everything out and make sure I had, my live set absolutely spot on and all figured out before I'd say or commit to doing something. And it was just taking forever. So, I said yes. I just said yes to a couple of things that gave me a deadline and something to work to. And lo and behold, it's all panned out really well. I've played a handful of live sets this year, but they've all gone pretty well and they're getting better as with each one I do, obviously. But most importantly, I'm loving it. And I'm wondering why I took so long to do it. So these video diaries, I'm taking a leaf out of my own book with those. And I thought I'd just come up here tonight and stop thinking and trying to plan everything out. Although you will notice me looking down here to my right because I've got my notes written down and bits and bobs there. But anyway, to stop, treating it like it was a major Netflix production or something, and just jump on and do a bit of an intro, have a bit of a chat about what I'm planning on doing, and get the ball rolling because once I've done one, I've got to do another and do another and do another. Is the plan anyway? We shall see. So the aim behind these, or what's in my head, is that I've no desire to do 30-minute podcasts or more. I don't think anyone. There's plenty of that sort of stuff out there, and I don't think anyone would want to me listen to me rattling on for that amount of time. So in my head, what I'm thinking is short little 10-15 minute maybe blasts of stuff, of me just doing a little bit of chat, a little bit of talk around things, but also doing some show and tell as well. So maybe playing some work in progress music and talking about that. Maybe talking about my plans and releases that are coming up, stuff that's adjacent to the music, because I'm involved in other bits and bobs as well, or even talking about my process of writing music and doing all this sort of thing. I have got I've set things up so I can flip to Ableton, which is the software that I use for writing all my music and playing live as well. And talking of playing live, I've set a camera up so you can sort of see me anyway. If I lean over, I can get this, but I can move that camera around. But also, there's all my kit here. People ask me about that, so I can maybe just do a little bit of live rehearsals. Stuff as part of it if I'm working on new material for playing live, or even I'd be quite happy to sort of set a time and say I'm just going to be working on new material and I've no idea where this will go. But there's so many places this could go. I think the key thing is that, again, I've had enough people sort of say they are interested in what I do, which is absolutely lovely and still makes me chuffed to bits that people do respond in such a positive way to what I do. It's great. So I think the key thing is just for me to start, and then hopefully people will get involved insofar as let me know in the comments here and on social media and everywhere of what they think, and if there's stuff that they'd like me to look at or do or just comment on what I'm doing, that would be great. So I think the way it'll pan out is I'll probably plan half a dozen episodes. That makes it sound grand. Half a dozen little sessions I saw it in my head again that it's the sort of thing where you could just make yourself a cuppa, stick it on your phone or whatever, and just have a quick watch while you finish your beverage. And if it lasts the length of a good cup of coffee, then I think we're probably in the right sort of area. I think it's just a case of seeing how it pans out. So I'm starting to say a lot. So I tell you what we'll do. I think what would make sense is it'd be pretty weird to have a little video diary about my music and me making music without having some music. So you got a quick flash of it before. What I've got loaded in Ableton at the moment is something that's quite fresh out the oven. Literally in the last week or so, this has dropped out, and it's a bit of a work in progress tune that again is dipping into those Lincolnshire dialect samples that I've got of the Tennyson dialect poetry recordings. And this is called What's Books, or as you'll hear in the sample, What's Books. Anyway, I'll have a listen. I'll play this. Let me know what you think, and then we'll have a little chat afterwards.
And never looked after the land. What Sir Tom up Sir Tats, he'd allus a book in his hand. Allus alone with his books, though I'm nigh up a 70 year. And books, what's books? And knows there be neither here nor there. Knows there be neither here nor there. And books, what's books? Neither here nor there.
So there is rather a long fade on this, which is possibly something that I need to sort out. So I'll just stop that there. So there's What's Books. That was a bit more Yorkshire than Lincolnshire, I think. Never mind. Yeah, work in progress. Nearly done though. I don't think that needs much more complicating it. It's a sweet little tune. And pretty much is what it is. I think there's a little bit of work left. Tidying up those lead lines because they're mainly improvised at the moment. Maybe just sorting those out, looking at the structure again as I was listening to it there. I think it needs a little bit of playing around with in terms of the flow of the song, but I can't see myself changing that very much. I'm not getting the urge to mess with that one very much. But again, I'm genuinely interested in what you may think. Let me know in the comments below. So I think I'll draw this to a close. So we are about the 10-minute mark. This feels a bit like the sweet spot for me. Bit of talk, bit of music, maybe a bit of show and tell, in and out, and we're done. But I'm quite happy to let these go, where they will go. Some might be shorter, some might be a little bit longer. I don't intend to sort of release on a schedule. These aren't going to be weekly or whatever. It'll be, when I do them. But I don't intend to, leave it for 4 to 6 weeks or something like that. I've got a little list of things that I can sort of pump prime stuff with. And I think that's probably the way to go, is I'll, pop these out probably fairly regularly to begin with, so I can get some feedback, and then between us we'll figure out what these want to become, if anything. But like I said at the beginning, I think it'll be a fun little experiment to do. And if I'm sat here doing them in a year's time, brilliant. If we figure out that no one's really interested in them after 6 weeks, that's fine too. It'll be interesting finding out together, won't it, where these end up going. And with that, I will. I'll sign off. Keep an eye on the social media. I'm on Blue Sky and Mastodon, pretty much on a daily basis. I pop my head around the door on Facebook now and again, but I don't really use that a great deal anymore. And that's pretty much it. For now, and of course you can leave me comments on here and find me on YouTube as well. So let me know what you think. Keep an eye out, subscribe if you want to be notified of when the next one will come out, but I think I'll probably end up doing something within the week, just to like I said, get a bit of momentum going. So with that, thank you for listening for 13 minutes. Well done. I'll see you again soon.